Hello, I'm Ricardo. I'm sure we all know the Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary is right around the corner. In under a year, Sonic the Hedgehog will be 30 years old. 30 years of games, cartoon shows, a movie, plethora of merchandise, and I know this is an extremely early discussion as we are around 1 month removed from the 29th anniversary, but there's a question that came to my head that I've been wondering for a while and I'm sure you guys are wondering too. Will we get anything for the 30th anniversary? That might sound crazy. Every single Sonic anniversary has had a game: Adventure 2, Sonic 06, Sonic Generations, Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. Yeah, I know, that's a weird one. And it's been long stated that Sonic Team is working on the next game. But I do have reason to believe that we will not get a game next year. How is this? Why is this? They've had time to work on this thing. Think about it. Team Sonic Racing, which was the last real Sonic game to come out, was not developed by Sonic Team. That was developed by Sumo Digital, even if some people from Sonic Team were involved in it. The last Sonic Team game released in 2017, and I can guarantee you that some form of development of this upcoming game was going on during that year, even if it wasn't programming or anything like that. So how on earth is this a question? Well, let's take a look. As we all know, we're living in the year 2020. It's been a fantastic year, may I say so myself. Little did we know that this would be the peak of this new decade. It was a moment of peace. Everybody was happy. It was a Valentine's Day weekend. People were watching the Sonic movie, bringing smiles to people's faces. People were having intercourse. Children were smiling. The world was great. But then the Sonic the Hedgehog movie left theaters and the world just decided to explode. Since that time, we have been dealing with this little thing called... Sorry, I don't want to get demonetized. This is my only job. Please buy my merch. New job coming next Friday. This situation has hindered a lot of companies and things from happening. Kind of. When it comes to Sega, they have not really done anything when it comes to Sonic. If you were wondering about announcements such as the Sonic Movie 2, that's entirely Paramount's doing. Even if Sega said, no, don't announce that, don't make fans happy, Paramount could slap Sega in the face and say, nah, we do what we want. Sega's chosen to not reveal anything that they previously planned to reveal. Everything Sonic related that has been announced is either merch or from other companies, such as IDW, G Fuel, Funko, stuff like that. Why is this? They probably don't have anything to show. And how is this with a Sonic game that has supposedly been in development for over a couple years now? It was officially announced last year at the end of a South by Southwest that a Sonic game was already in production. I can guess that it was already in production a little bit before that. And judging by the fact that they most likely don't have to make a new Hedgehog engine like last time, this game should be so much more of a smooth sailing than the last time around with Forces. I have a couple theories to this, and I'd like to say them without sounding extremely judgmental and condescending. 1. Oh boy. Sega is a tad incompetent. Yeah, I already ruined it. This is going to be condescending a little bit. Sega in the past is known for not being a king of marketing. They used to be really good at it, and I'd say the most recent incident of them having a good marketing campaign was Sonic Generations. But recently, with Team Sonic Racing, Sonic Forces, and Mania, all have had very lackluster marketing with bad trailers, a lack of gameplay and understanding of what the game actually is, no promotion or marketing such as TV spots, merchandise, posters, and billboards. No. We've gotten pretty much nothing. Sega loves their fans, and that's something I appreciate about them, but what they do is they exclusively market to the fan base, such as dropping songs from the soundtrack, pieces of concept artwork. It's not at all how I would market your new video game. Sega loves these ominous 3D CGI trailers to hype up the game like they did with Forces, even though it didn't deserve that. Sega has not earned the right to have suspense, that giant hype and build up for the new game, because time after time recently, they've been delivering lackluster titles. I think Sega realizes that. They need to actually show gameplay, what the game is like, a la the Crash 4 trailer. Give us a solid understanding right off the bat. Leave a good impression. They know that. Sega isn't stupid. So this next time around, they're gonna show gameplay. They're gonna show what the game is actually like. And since Sega most likely stopped development on a lot of their titles, production was halted so much to where they couldn't show a lot. While I'm sure there was some stuff that they could have shown off, it probably wasn't enough to fill up a trailer. We're over halfway through 2020, thankfully, and this is around the time they would start hype and build up for the next game, like they did with Forces. Forces was revealed on July 22nd, 2016, only a couple days before this video's release. You know, back in 2016. This would be the perfect time to show off the new Sonic title. Around the same time you revealed Forces, a couple years down the road, it would just kind of feel natural. But no, that hasn't happened, with multiple different gaming conventions and showcases going by, such as PlayStation, Xbox, Summer of Gaming, etc. Sega has yet to even mention Sonic the Hedgehog with their presentations. Their marketing campaign is running short, and I'm sure they would want a nice, long, extensive one to show off the game. So with Sonic's 30th anniversary being next year, it makes sense for the new game to be shown off this year. But as I stated earlier, in reference to all these missed opportunities where they could have shown off something, it seems like they just don't want to show off something, and it's probably because they don't want to release a Sonic game on the 30th anniversary. I think that the next Sonic game will release in 2022. I am not joking with you. Plus, this is not out of the ordinary. Sonic Mania and/or Forces did not release on the 25th anniversary. They released a year later. I guarantee Sonic Boom Fire and Ice was not supposed to be the 25th anniversary title, even though it was kind of referenced as that. Sonic Mania and Forces were not even referenced as a 25th anniversary game. They were just kind of the new Sonic games. This next Sonic game, I'm sure they would like to hype up as the 30th anniversary game. It's a big milestone and is a very nice marketing approach to take. 30 years is impressive, but unfortunately, the game is just most likely not ready for a 2021 release. Will we get something that year? Maybe Sonic-4, that would suck. You never know, maybe Sonic Mania 2, but I'm sure everybody wants the next main 3D Sonic game. That one, I don't think is coming. Now when I say this, I'm not saying that there's not going to be another main 3D Sonic game. Of course there is. It's literally been stated throughout the Sonic the Hedgehog team and this video. But I'm simply stating that this game will not release on the 30th anniversary, and I don't think it will even be called a 30th anniversary game or special. Has it been said that 2021 would be the next big year for Sonic? Oh yeah, it has been said, but how many promises have been broken by Sega? But at the same time, it's also partially not their fault. Could they have started production a little bit earlier at a much bigger team? Yeah, but also the situation was 100% unpreventable. This was a major setback, and undoubtedly delayed a lot, as almost everything has been delayed over there at Sega, such as that South by Southwest panel. Now, speaking of that South by Southwest panel, that ties into a lot of this discussion. What was gonna happen in that panel? What was gonna be shown off? Well, we have an idea for some things, but also, in a recent Sonic the Hedgehog official live stream, we got a little taste as to what could have possibly been there.
Our plan after that involved having kind of an in-person panel that we could have filmed and given to you guys. We've been kind of slowly feeding some of the information that was going to be on the panel to you guys, and some of the bigger stuff we're still kind of holding off on for now.
Some of that bigger stuff, I'm guessing, was stuff such as the IDW side comics, such as Bad Guys and new writers being brought on to the main Sonic comic, some merchandise reveals. So what could that bigger stuff have been? I'm guessing hints towards this aforementioned game. Now you might be saying, well Ricardo, you've been stating throughout this video that there's almost nothing to show. I'm guessing that there would have been a title reveal like the Metroid 4 reveal, something along the lines of the Breath of the Wild 2 reveal, or they would have done another Sonic Forces-esque reveal, not revealing a name, just showing some pre-rendered CG cutscene. Without a doubt, 100% there is a new Sonic the Hedgehog game coming. Do I know what it is? Does anybody outside of Sega know what it is? No clue. I cannot tell you. I don't even want to guess, and you can't get much worse than this. And I'm not telling you guys to get your hopes down on this game or think that it's going to be bad. I don't want you guys to think that. We don't even know what it is, so I don't think we should be that pessimistic. But I do want to stress that this game needs a very long marketing schedule. It's kind of weird to say, but we're kind of almost done with 2020. We're over halfway through. We have absolutely no clue what it's about. So the main purpose of this video is saying there will not be a Sonic the Hedgehog game of this magnitude that we're expecting next year. I know it's crazy, for the 30th anniversary we're not going to get a game, but we've already experienced that before, and that's just kind of the state we're in. We're not living in 2011 or 2006 or 2001 anymore. We're living in 2020 with the 30th anniversary being in 2021. Sega is not in that financial position, nor are they as comfortable with this franchise or themselves as they were in those previous years. Being pushed back by this pandemic, I'm sure they want to take as much time as possible to make sure that they don't screw this one up or even have something mediocre like Forces. I think they want to get this one right, guys. And I sure hope they do. One of the big headlines of this year was that Sega wanted to take more time with Sonic games and give them proper treatment. Even though that's not benefiting this franchise whatsoever, with it being in a dormant limbo state, all we can do during this time right now is be patient, be kind, and last but not least, pray and hope that this game lives up to our expectations.
You give me a feeling that I've never felt before.